Good morning. I really don't know what to say this morning. It has been quite a ride the past several days. Tim has been in and out of the hospital, into the ER, into clinics, back into Freighter main campus on the cancer unit. His numbers are off. He's been vomiting. So they're just trying to look at all of his insides through all of the lenses that they can to see what's happening. His kidneys are stressed, not functioning super well. One of the possible solutions is that, or reasons, is that when the body starts to waste out the waste after the chemotherapy, it has to go through the kidneys, and his kidneys were already poorly functioning, so it's possible that they're just on super overload, so not filtering correctly. They've talked about the rhinovirus that he's had. Last night they were suggesting that maybe it has progressed into a bronchitis. They did a sepsis protocol with him as they were thinking that he was possibly going septic, but fortunately that came back negative. So I think one of the things I've been contemplating this past week is like, why am I sharing this? Like, why? And you know, we post the good stuff online, we post the pretty stuff, we post the resolved stuff, or we share the stories of like, we share after the fact, after we've kind of figured all the stuff out. And I'm very clear, we haven't figured much of this out at all. We're very much in the middle. And I'm just feeling called to be transparent about what it's like to be in the middle of this process. Because, I think being in the middle of it and letting you be with me in the middle of it is about as therapeutic as anything for me. And also, at some point, someone else might be in the middle of it, and I'm hoping that somehow I can be of comfort to you, as you're in the middle of whatever hard moments life has you going through. Tim and I were talking last night, and he just said, I'm at peace. Like, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know how this is all going to end, but I'm at peace. And we convinced them to let me drive him from the ER at one hospital down to the Freighter main campus at the other, because we wanted to avoid having to pay the cost of the very expensive ambulance ride. So we left. We felt like we were getting away with something huge. And he still had his hospital bands on, and he got them also to pull out all of his lines because he doesn't like how they put him in the ER, and they do it differently on the cancer unit. So but we had a lot of laughter. We were just laughing, and it was fun, and it was funny, and we were posting some pictures back and forth with people that were quite hilarious. And as we were walking through the parking lot into the main cancer center at Freighter downtown, we just were laughing and holding hands, and saying like we didn't know what it would take to get to this point for us. No. Who knew that cancer would heal the parts of our relationship that have been so hard to figure out how to heal? I think it quickly boils and distills everything down to like, you know, what really matters. Like what are you going to really focus on? And how much of that old stuff are you going to keep rehashing? You know, yesterday morning he said, his parents were here visiting, and he said, I'm just, you know, it's so good to see my wife. She's out, you know, I was just out doing some yard stuff, and he looked down and he said, it's just so good to see you. And, you know, a few weeks ago, his thought was, oh my God, there she is. She's going to give me another chore to do. So, transparency. You know, I think a lot of times, I feel like I'm pretty transparent, but I know for the past many years, I kind of walked through my day. People would say, how are you? And I'd put on my happy face and say, I'm great. I'm good. Life's good, you know? And inside I was like, God, this sucks. You know, I live in a home that I don't always feel great about going back to at night because my husband's in pain, and I'm going to come home, and our routine is we have dinner, and then he kind of goes off and does his thing and goes to bed, and I do my thing, and we're living very separate lives, and that's painful. And you know, had I leaned hard into the pain and really been willing to be present to it sooner, had I pressed for different answers sooner, could we have caught this? I don't know. I'm not exploring that because I'm beating myself up. I'm just exploring it as like, you know, what if I had been willing to lean into his pain? What if I had been willing to turn towards him when that felt really hard? I don't know. What I can say is that it feels good to turn towards him in his pain now and be with him, be present with him, try to lighten his burden in whatever way I can. And you know, all of the support that's coming forth for me, for us, for our family, I just keep feeling this really deep and beautiful sense that like this is what life is about. Like, we're here to lighten each other's loads. We're here to help people, help each other travel our journey through life, you know, as best we can. And I can't live Tim's life for him. I can't fix this. But I can be present with him in it. And in being present with him, I can, you know, just be present with him. You know, I had a dear friend last night that I spoke with who was, you know, just in a hard mom moment. And if you're a mom, you know what those moments are. And she was just crying, and it just, I think in the past they would have felt tempted to say something to make it better, to like offer some kind of wise solution. And all I could do was just sit there. But I really felt like in sitting there, I was just really with her, listening and receiving her in her tears and in the hardness of the moment. And she apologized at one point, like, oh gosh, you're going through so much more. And I said, no, like it gives me such joy and deep satisfaction just to be with you. Like I feel so grateful that you're just willing to share your hard moment with me and let me just be a witness to you in it. And I didn't say anything. I just breathed. I just breathed. And, in the world of coaching, in the world of therapy, I think, we learn a lot. Like one of the best gifts that we can offer our clients, one of the most effective gifts and tools that we have in our back pocket is the gift of being present. The gift of just being there. And when I think of like who God is for me, and I have a deep love for Mother Mary. If you come into our home, we have a beautiful statue of Mary, but God, through so many hard moments over the past several years, like I would just go and sit with her. Just sit and just give her my tears. Give her all of my lack of resolution. And just feel her take it. And it's like through the process of releasing and just feeling held, feeling received, the answers that I really needed would eventually come. Maybe not that night, but in the coming days, after I felt the release, things would just start to fall into place. And I'd say prior to all that's happening right now for Tim and for us, I just had a lot of I sat with her a lot. And I was definitely going through some deep inner work of my own, and around us, around our marriage, around our relationship, around what do I really want? What do I want this to look like? How do I want it to feel? And kind of through that whole process got that I can't fix us, I can't fix him, I can't make anything better that way, but I can take responsibility for me. I can take responsibility for my own relationship with myself and my own willingness to be at ease and at peace within my own being. And that's between me and my God. And I really felt like I was coming into a new place of realization around that. And bam, it's like he's just started to go down fast. And I felt like because I was taking care of me and my relationship with me, I could see him differently and be present for him differently and just be like, whoa, you are not doing well. We are going to get help, and I'm going to make some phone calls right now. And I can't be mad that didn't happen sooner. I feel grateful that it happened when it did. And I feel grateful that I'm learning just the huge power that there is in being present and really seeing each other. So, transparency. Here you have it. This is me on full display. I'm sitting, what you can't see is I'm like staring on the other side of this fence, and it's Tim's baby. His garden, there's tomatoes and fava beans and zucchini and watermelon and kale and lettuce and arugula, onions, garlic, beans of all kinds. I'm taking an inventory as I'm looking around, and carrots. And he's really had a belief that he's needed to do everything himself here. And gosh, through this, he's just learning that when you ask, and you ask and you let people know what you need, that people are just so willing and generous with their help. So, so much to learn. I feel grateful to be learning, and I know Tim is too. So, thanks for listening. Have a wonderful day. Please pray that his kidneys function well and function quickly. Thank you.